Tonight, as millions plan holiday trips to the coast, a family in mourning after a walk on the beach turned deadly.
There were no warning signs. It was a normal day at the beach.
Wade Fleming said it began when his 77-year-old mother, Carolyn, stumbled, exposing a 3/4-inch cut to a microscopic danger. The official name, necrotizing fasciitis, or flesh-eating bacteria. A bacterial infection so lethal Carolyn died 2 weeks later after complications from surgery.
Maybe if, somebody somewhere would have recognized, the dangers, they would have told her to get to more urgent care.
The infection is rare, but the CDC says up to 1 in 3 people with necrotizing fasciitis die, even with treatment.
Some of the earliest symptoms of necrotizing fasciitis would be an area of redness or swelling that's spreading rapidly, an area that's severely painful, and or if it's associated with fever.
Experts say since bacteria most commonly enters the body through a break in skin, wash cuts immediately. Avoid natural bodies of water, and that includes hot tubs, even pools. And if you see any sign of infection, see a doctor immediately.
I can't do everything that I was able to do before.
For 12-year-old Kylie Parker, early detection saved her life when she contracted the same infection. After multiple surgeries to halt its spread, recovery could still take years.
There's a possibility that it may affect her to where she may not be able to walk normally.
Now the Fleming family is sharing their mother's story in hopes someone will recognize the problem they didn't catch in time.
And that's what we're hoping to cure right now, is to educate people, to let the public know that they can go to the beach, they can have fun, but there are dangers out there.
A call for caution ahead of a busy holiday weekend. Morgan Chesky, NBC News, Miami.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.